This year's Queen of the Dances, Lola Stone.
There he is.
Blow your whistle, King.
Today, I'm going to be reviewing The Loved Ones from 2009. This is most definitely a fairy tale-like movie, a horror version of that, on steroids. The lead actor of this movie, you would know him from the Twilight movies. This movie could have potentially catapulted his career, and then when he was on Twilight, it kind of went in the opposite direction, unfortunately.
What are you looking at? Bring the hammer, Daddy.
He plays like the perfect traumatized boyfriend material. The character that he is particularly been given, he suits it perfectly. His hair, the way that he looks, the clothes that they've given him, all that stuff. Even like the music that he listens to when his character is smoking weed because of something that happened earlier on in the film. It's like cracked and broken him. Like he has not really much else on his mind other than the fact that he's a failure. Like he's failed his family, he's failed his mum in particular, obviously.
Holly's picking me up.
She doesn't even have a license.
She got it today.
I'll give you money for a cab.
What's the difference? It's still a car. I'm still in a car.
But they're experienced.
I'm not really too sure about the girlfriend though. I've seen this movie a bunch of times, and this character seems to go up and down for me every now and then throughout the movie when you see her. She's kind of just there. But the chemistry between her and her boyfriend works well when she is with him. Like, just little things that they say to, you know, to one another. And
Guess who asked me to the dance?
Who?
Guess.
Friend. Who was it?
And yeah, that car sex scene, damn. Now, before I continue with the review, I just wanted to let you know this is one of those movies, again, the less you know, the better. Don't read a synopsis, don't look up a trailer, don't look up anything of the movie whatsoever. If you can find it on Netflix, if it's there, just chuck it on Netflix and watch it. It's definitely worth your time. It's got some very genuine cringe-worthy moments. It's got the creepy factor, it's got that suspense factor, it's got that feeling of when something physically damaging happens to someone, it's almost like you can feel it because they've constructed the scene in a way where the sound effects and the acting and everything, it kind of inflicts that little bit of a flinch on yourself wherever it is they're being injured. And everything is all in practical effects, which is sweet. Now, for those of you who want to stick around and actually know what the movie's about and know a little bit more details about the movie, here we go.
You need a new car, Dad.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. It's a piece of shit.
Hey, I love this car. You know, you were conceived in the back of this car.
Oh, Jesus.
So the story is that there was a car accident at the start of the film where the father was killed and the son was kind of holding himself responsible. 6 months later, we get introduced to the character of how the son has developed during this 6 months. He's extremely depressed, he doesn't really know what to do with himself, and he feels like an absolute failure, like I said before. So he's a high school student, right? And prom's coming up soon.
Man, Holly's parents were overseas and you're just gonna smoke and hang out? You got a raincoat? Yeah, I've only got one. Ribbed. For her pleasure. Seriously, take it, dude. It's only gonna run out of date if I hang on to it.
This random girl walks up to the lead character, asks him to the prom, he says no, he's going with his girlfriend. All of a sudden, we get introduced to this really creepy character who is also involved in some of the more cringe-worthy moments where you're kind of confused as to what is actually happening.
Pretty as a picture.
Is your mind playing tricks on you and making you think that it's a cringeworthy moment, or is it the camera that's doing things that's making you think a certain way? It's very much open to interpretation, that cringiness, if, like, where it is on the scale. So good work there, director guy and the cameraman and those people with the music and stuff. But anyway, this random girl gets insanely jealous. She has her dad kidnap the guy who she asked to prom. They bring him back to the house and she forces him to be her like partner for a special party that they have made themselves. And it's so creepy from that point forward. And the whole movie just goes like on a wild roller coaster of just disturbing shit. The makeup and the graphic violence is so... it's really realistic. So the movie as a whole, everything is executed and pieced together very nicely. It's a very, like, nicely packaged package. A nicely packaged movie. The music choices for each scene is like perfect. The score is really well done. The atmosphere, like the cinematography and everything, just the way everything captures light, everything about each scene, it's like they've really gone out of their way to make sure that everything is as best as it possibly can be with the very low budget that they had. That's what I love about indie movies, is they really take their time into making sure they can create the best product possible. And then we have like these massive budget movies of like $200 million or something, and they have like a countless amount of errors throughout the movie. It was like Titanic has like 154 mistakes through the whole thing. Some crazy number like that. This movie is definitely worth every penny if you buy it. There's a couple of things here and there that do knock it down a little bit, like there's some scenes where the acting slips a little bit. But yeah, have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? All the stuff, that your opinions, yes, put them down below in the comments.
Say happy.
Happy.
Love her. Love her.
But anyway, I hope you guys are all having a mad day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and peace. Blip, 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 blip.